And what did your dad teach you about mental health growing up?
Growing up, it was slightly different generation. So I was Gen X, and we were the generation that was told, suck it up, figure it out,
Yeah.
you know? And in a lot of ways, I don't necessarily think that was all bad. I think it taught us responsibility, accountability, and it forces you to take stock of how are you feeling and why, and deal with it. I think that there's probably a compromise between that and where we're at now with raising kids. I don't want to go too far down that road, but I mean, I think we can all agree that the parenting style of the 2020s is very different from the parenting style of the 90s or even the 80s.
Yeah.
And there was a balance there between suck it up and everything is okay and snowplowing every issue that your kid has to deal with for them. You know, I think that we're getting there. It's just going to take a little more time and a lot more education.
Yeah.
And guys supporting other guys. I mean, that's the most important thing when it comes to mental health is a guy has to know that there's other people out there that get it.
I try and still parent my boys the way my dad raised us, as like, hey, like toughen up. You got to stay strong. You gotta, have a little bit, you got to deal with adversity. But I think we've evolved to the point where we also now understand that but your kids are going to go through some things that they can't just toughen up and push through. And having that mindset as parents and as guys to know that and be able to help them through that is the big step, right? Like I still want my kids to grow up and be like, hey, like you got knocked down or you got hit at hockey, like get the fuck up and like get back in the game, right? Like keep your stick on the ice, keep your head up and go smash somebody else. Like you still want to parent them that way, or I do, but you do need to realize that like some shit's going to happen at school sometimes that your kid can't internalize and he's going to be scared to tell you. I want him to be able to tell me so that I can help him through that and not just have him expect me to say, hey man, like toughen up, like you'll be fine.
I'm in a very similar boat. I see it a similar way. You know, I mean, we used to be told, suck it up, figure it out. Playground fights, that sort of thing. That was how we dealt with things back then, particularly if it was a situation of bullying. And unfortunately, some kids right now think everything is bullying, every negative comment they hear. And I think that there's got to be a bit of a toughening up on that sense, and realizing what the true problems are and what the real threats are and what the issue is. So helping kids work through that, I think, is really important, and making them understand literally every single kid is going through it. You know, the kid who's bullying you is probably being bullied by somebody else, and they were bullied by somebody else. Like we're all doing it to each other. We love to figure it out. But until then, not everything is bullying, and you do have to toughen up and you do have to confront issues from time to time. Stand up for yourself. Like those are all messages that I don't know if we should shy away from.
For sure.
I think they should still be in a parent's toolbox
Yeah.
for parenting.
Oh, I think so for sure. And if you're going to try and raise kiddos to go full circle about being competitive and wanting to beat dad and wanting to whatever, like you need to have that edge. You need to have some backbone so that you can get through life. Because as much as, I try and create a safe environment for my kids and I try and give them advantages when I can, I'm not there the whole time and life is going to come knocking. And if you don't have that resilience, man, it gets real scary out there.
100%. I mean, I'm very similar to you. I thought my parents did a great job. So my parenting style very much reflected theirs with a few modern modifications. I mean, I didn't get spanked as a kid, so I didn't even threaten to spank my kids. But there were certainly consequences if you're screwing around. And that worked. That helped. I'm pretty happy with the adults that they've turned into now. They're both scientists and university grads. It tells me I did something right anyway. I think I'm on the right track there. I think people who do that are on the right track with raising their kids.
We've had a lot of different dads on here, and we know that there's some uniqueness between biological and kids that become stepkids and extended family. What is that like for you?
I don't know if there's ever been an easy way found to introduce a kid to someone who's not their biological parent. It's almost sort of set up to be an awkward or adversarial thing. I got real lucky, though. I didn't have a bad experience at all. Him and I hit it off from the start, and we get along great. On sort of a parenting level, but I mean, I think I know and he knows that I'm not his parent. He's got parents, and I'm just sort of there as an extra set of eyes, ears, hands, however I can help him achieve his goals. And his goal is to play football, so his goal is my goal. And I don't treat him any differently than I would treat my biological kids either.
I love that. What a huge benefit for him, though. Like, I mean, to have a parenting surplus or to have a little extra love, like that's, that's, it goes the other way a lot of the times too. We get, people that talk about growing up without, right? And that's hard to hear.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody's in a different situation, but I mean, I think that for families that do have it, where there's 3 parents involved or 5 parents involved, it's I think that that's great in a lot of different ways. There's still a bit of a taboo about it, to be perfectly honest. There's still people who ask questions or raise an eyebrow or whatever, but very normal thing. And if there is a right way to do it, I'd say that the right way to do it is to just sort of respect that you're not the parent, but you do play a role there. And I think once everybody buys into that, it makes the whole situation a lot easier for everybody.
And just embrace it.
Embrace it. Yeah. I mean, you got an extra person that loves you, like that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So for sure.
Yeah, and that level of commitment too, right? Like to not only have that person as a part of your, tribe or family, and then have somebody that's advocating for you, and have somebody that's going to be there for the long run, right? It's an awesome thing.
Life is hard, right? Especially when you're a kid growing up now. I mean, the set of challenges that they have are not the same challenges that we all had.
Yeah.
And, they've got to navigate technology, and they're right on the brim of AI becoming a huge part of their lives, and they've got to figure it out. They also had that big long stretch there where there was not really any socialization during the pandemic.
For sure.
So they've got a lot of life is hard. And if you've got an extra cheerleader on your side, I think that that's a great thing to have.
And there's a different dynamic with every parent or person that they're close with. So there's probably things that he feels comfortable going to you with that he may not go to his dad or his mom with. You know what I mean? So it's nice to have that different dynamic for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a long time, as you know, to build trust. And it did take a long time to build trust. But I mean, we're certainly at a spot where we trust each other. And I think he knows he can trust me with just about anything. So yeah, I mean, it's an extra person on your side. I think that's a good thing for anybody. I've never actually talked about Anthony until this pod. So there you go.